Hello, how's everyone doing? This week we are on Unit 5, Week 4. So this is our ELA lesson of the week. This lesson is going to review some high frequency words. We have the same words as last week. So we're reviewing high frequency words, going over our new amazing words of the week. So those are those vocab rich words that we never get tested on, but it's really good to learn about them and add to our vocabulary. And then we have two new phonics skills that we're going to go over this week. So please feel free to attack this however you want. You can watch the whole video, or you can watch it in chunks and break it up between the different skills we're going to go over. So our high frequency words are review. They are behind, love, pull, and soon. So the sentences I have are, Kyle is in line behind Matthew. Love. I love having all of you as my students. Pull. Colin, Ryan, and Ansh waited for their bus to pull up to the school. Soon. I hope I get to see all of you soon. Our amazing words. We have aid, something that helps or assists a person or animal. So when you aid an animal, you give it a bath, you are helping it. When you, let's say someone has their hands full coming down the hall, you hold the door for them, you're assisting them, you're aiding them, you're helping them. Device, something invented for a particular use. So I'm using a laptop right now. A laptop is a device that allows me to work wherever I want. I can bring my computer with me. It doesn't have to be plugged in the wall for me to use it, like a big computer like we have at school. It is a device that has a particular use. Equipment, pieces or parts needed to do something special. So when I think of equipment, I think of some sports teams and some different types of sports. For instance, baseball. Baseball players need certain equipment. So they are parts and pieces needed to do something special. So the equipment used for baseball would be a baseball bat, a baseball, a helmet. What else? Some cleats, which are the spiky shoes baseball players wear. So that's equipment that is something, it's parts needed to do something special. So you couldn't play baseball without a baseball glove, a bat, and a ball. That is equipment. A firefighter wears special equipment to fight fires. So they need to wear special clothes that are fire resistant. They need to wear a helmet to keep their head safe. They have an axe. So that is all equipment that is used for particular people or for different reasons. Gadget. A gadget is a small tool that is used for a certain purpose. So a gadget could be a pen. A pen is used to write. It is used for a certain reason. All right, so phonics this week. We have talked about adding endings to words. This week, we're going to talk about words that end in Y that have to be changed. The Y has to be changed to an I before you can add the ending. So if we look at these two words up top, we have sagged and sipped. We've studied words like this. What do you know about these words? So what are the base words? The base words are sag and sip. What are the endings? The endings are ed. And what is the spelling change? So the spelling change in these two words is the final consonant is doubled before adding the ending. So we did this maybe a month or two ago, adding ed endings. We had to double the final consonant before we could put on that ending. Today we will learn about base words that have a different spelling change before the ending is added. Today's base words end in Y. So for example, we have the word silly. Silly has a Y at the end. In order to add the ending ER or EST, we must change that Y to an I so that it reads sillier or silliest. Please take your finger and point to the I in sillier and silliest. Good. So The Y in silly is changed to an I in sillier and silliest. Here is an example, cry. So we have cry changing to cried and cries. We added the ending ed and the ending es. But before we added that ed and es, we had to change that Y from the base word to an I in each of these words. Here are a few more examples. We have cry. Cry changes to cries. We see this purple I here. The Y changes to the I, and then you add es. We have study. Study changes to studied. Here's the Y. It's changed to an I, and then add ed. Here's happy. Happy changes to happier. Here is the Y, and we change it to an I to add er at the end. And finally, we have sunny. Sunny changes to sunnier. So we change that Y to an I and then add the ending. For more than one, no need to guess, change the Y to I and add es. So when we want to make something plural, like this example here, we have one puppy. Well, look over here. Now there's a group of puppies. Notice we have to change the puppy to plural. So we need to change the Y in puppy to an I and add es. So we go from puppy to puppies. Please point to the I here and notice the spelling change from P-U-P-P-Y to P-U-P-P-I-E-S. All right, moving right along. Here are some other examples of words that end in Y and have the spelling change from Y to I to add our ending. So we have the word lucky. Look over here. To add er to the ending of lucky, we must change that Y to an I and add er. Here we have luckiest. We changed that Y to an I and added est. The next word is dry. We want to add ed to the end, so we changed that Y to an I and added our ed. We have dried. Next we have dries. We wanted to add es to our ending, so we changed that Y to an I and add es. Next word is copy. We changed our Y to an I and added ed to make the word copied. Same with copies. We added an es to the end, changed our Y to an I, and we have copies. Next is bumpy. Bumpy changes to bumpier, the Y to an I and er at the end. We have bumpiest, Y to an I, est at the end. Next we have happy. Happier, so we change our Y to an I and add er, happier. Happiest is changing our Y to an I and adding est. And finally, we have sunny. Sunny is changed to sunnier by changing the Y to an I and adding er at the end. Same with sunniest, change the Y to an I and add est at the end. All right, the second part of our phonics lesson is 3-letter consonant blends. So this is where you can either stop and go work on stuff using changing the Y to an I. I have some worksheets to go along with those, or you can keep moving right along with this video. So please look at the words up here. We have cream and stop. We have read words like this. What do you know about these words? The sounds of the two consonants at the beginning of the words are blended together. So we say cur for cream, cur, and we have stop. Today we will learn about words that have 3 consonant letters at the beginning. The first word, spl, spl. That's how I blend those 3 consonants together. We have splash, splash. We have throw, throw. Spring, spring. Throat, throat. Scream, scream. Eat, street. Stripe, stripe. Ink, shrink, thir-e, 3, stir-ict, strict, stir-etch, stretch, stir-ing, string, stir-ipe, stripe, shrub, shrub, and skr-atch, scratch. All right, that was a lot of words. So take a second, pause this video, and try reading those words on your own. All right, and finally, we have our phonics sentences using skills taught throughout all of Unit 5. So we will see words with digraphs here. We will see compound words. We will see EA words making the long vowel E sound. We have ED endings, changing the Y to the I. And we also have some contractions. All right, so let's read these sentences together. It was easier for Ray to strike the baseball. It was easier for Ray to strike the baseball. Easier, base word is easy, E-A-S-Y. We change that Y to an I to add our ending. Next sentence, Eva studied for 3 days with no worries. One more time. Eva studied for 3 days with no worries. Worries is an example of changing a Y to an I and adding the ending ES. Worries. And last sentence. You didn't hear the silliest screams and cries. One more time. You didn't hear the silliest screams and cries. So silliest is an example of the word, base word silly, Y changes to an I to add EST. And cries, base word is cry, change that Y to an I to add ES. Please pause the video and practice reading these 3 sentences on your own. All right. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I can help you in any way that you need. I would love to help you go over some more words if you're having trouble with the Y changing to the I. I am giving you worksheets to go along with this. I do think that once you write these words out on your worksheets, it will be a lot easier for you. It is a tricky concept, but you guys are doing a really nice job, and I am so, so proud of you. Keep up the great work.